Do you love made-for-TV movies? We sure do. We always have. In 30 years of friendship, we've laughed, cried, diagnosed, and obsessed over every made-for-TV movie we could get our eyes on.
Did you know that most made-for-TV movies are about amazing people who have risked their lives to change the world?
We'll be taking you through the last 60 years of some of the most powerful stories. We'll see what's changed and what's exactly the same.
We also love a nice synthesizer and a sweet satin blouse. And we think you will too.
I'm Steph.
I'm Liz.
And this is
No One Would Tell, Except Us podcast.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
We're back with another episode of No One Would Tell, Except Us podcast.
Except Us.
And today is an explosion of talent and wealth in this wonderful made-for-TV movie film. Liz, you had not seen it, correct?
I had never seen it. I had known about it. I'd seen pictures of it, but I had never I'd seen pieces of it, but I've never watched it through. And it did not disappoint. It was good.
Would you agree that when we're talking quintessential made-for-TV movie, this is it? This is...
Absolutely.
Okay. It is missing a baby. There's no babies, but otherwise...
Otherwise, I was going to say, it really gives me the feelings you get when you watch 15 and Pregnant or I don't know, something with Judith Light. It's just very yes, 90s, just made for TV. Every wife was sitting at home watching this. It was just great.
It's a juicy one. It's
a lot of things, and that's the theme of this for me. It's a lot of things.
Yes.
There's a lot of things in this.
So we, of course, are talking about Casualties of Love, Long Island Lolita, 1993, and this is based on Joe Buttafuoco and Amy Fisher. And you know what? Mary Jo, too, because Mary Jo is really... important, and Mary Jo deserves all of the shout outs and all of the love.
And we'll get to this later, but if you see a picture of her now, she looks great. I wouldn't even known this happened to her.
She's
truly. Yeah, her facial reconstructed from the stages it went through to now. I showed a picture to John, my husband, and he was like, "Whoa, you can't even tell."
Yeah,
I was like, "You really can."
He was like, "This wasn't a big deal, you know."
It's bullet schmullet, she's fine.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing transformation. Thank goodness.
Yeah. Yes.
So, all right, do we want to do a little synopsis? Do we want to just dive in?
I mean, it's a pretty straightforward, anyone that knows the story of Amy Fisher, basically, she was, a young girl, a teenager, and she, had a thing for a guy at an auto body shop. I'm going to say his name wrong, which they quote that in the movie. It's Joey Buttafuoco or Buttafuoco?
I say Buttafuoco.
Buttafuoco.
I've heard a lot of variations.
Yes.
When the scandal broke, my late nanny, who you knew very well,
I did.
would say his last name differently every time. Because it was this was table conversation. This was a huge, huge deal.
It was. And I didn't realize until I went through Wikipedia that I was oh my gosh, he was on Celebrity Boxing.
Yeah.
He looked a celebrity,
Yeah.
For,
this was wild.
Years. Yeah.
And
we're in the headlines.
This was right around the Clinton administration as well, in terms of sex scandals. So this was huge. And
this was huge.
Yeah.
In fact, I read, do you remember the show The Critic with that
yes,
it was illustrating, he's it stinks.
Yes.
He used to do a parody on that show about oh my gosh, Jay Leno, and he actually did a parody on the show where he talked about Jay Leno's obsession with Joey Buttafuoco.
Stop.
He said he said Jay Leno talked about Joey Buttafuoco so much that they actually made a parody of the parody of him on The Critic, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
Anyways, so she I don't know, has a thing for this wild Mustang Italian man named Joey Buttafuoco, and she keeps crashing her car so he'll take care of it and take care of her. And he's like, I'm a married man, I'm happy. But like, you find out later he definitely like had sex with her and all these things. She gets jealous of his wife and like goes to her door, I think more than once. And then finally, like the second time, she like poses as like her sister, her made up sister, and then like shoots her in the face. And then they go to trial. And in this film, they made Amy Fisher look like an absolute crazy person, which like that he like never cheated on her or anything like that. And it's like, no, he did.
Right. So, all right. Again, this is like a buckle up situation because from the beginning, that drum solo just wallops you. Like,
yes. I was like, nothing like doing coke and having a jam stash. Like,
I mean, he may be the most coked out character I've ever seen in the first like 3 seconds of a movie. And
his face is so covered in powdered sugar. I was like, it looks like me after I ate like Entenmann Donuts. Like he's obliterated.
He's obliterated. He's in the sweet, sweet acid wash denim. And you're just like, whoa, this guy is partying. Like, this is a hard partier. So right away, you're like, okay, like Mary Jo Buttafuoco, his wife, has not slept in 15 years. Like, this woman has not slept.
And she's wearing like the cheekiest nightgown.
You could see her panties through the nightgown. I was like, okay.
And she's rolling around. And I'm like, that's what I do when I'm worried about my husband.
Yeah. I was like, this lady. But again, I'm like, this lady's just like, I'm going to wear what I want to wear because I'm doing this every night and I might as well. Yeah. So, okay. He looks like one of those prophet kidnappers. Like, he looks like that. And he goes to the cemetery and I was like, okay, he's going to turn into a werewolf. Like, he is going to change.
I wish.
You do. I was like, what is happening? He's about to take a different form. Like, this man is going to explode into a wild animal.
Yeah.
So it turns out he's just visiting his mom's grave, which.
Yeah. And doesn't he like take flowers off of someone else's like plot for like his mom and then for his wife?
Yeah. He steals flowers from a grave. So that's real classy. And he is like professing his love. And then he's like, I love Mary Jo, and you're like, what? Okay. All right. So maybe get on home,
It's like the Tom Cruise on a couch for Katie Holmes, except you're at the cemetery alone, high off your like mind. Like, I love Mary Jo.
Yeah, he's like really into Mary Jo, I guess.
Yes.
So
I guess.
Then it's like he pulls up to their house, and to be honest with you, I'm surprised these people have 4 walls. Like, if he's the provider, I'm like, I don't know how they have anywhere to live. I just honestly, I guess it was the 90s, but I'm just like, this man is like really unhinged. Like, from the very beginning, like, what is happening?
I mean, it says a lot too about like our economy. Like, you can basically work at an auto body shop and have like a nice house in Long Island and like just be high out of your mind. Your wife doesn't work and you still pay your bills. Like, what does that say about today?
It's disappointing. It's very disappointing. Like, I'm not playing the drums all night on coke.
No.
And it's hard.
Like, everyone's working. Everyone's just like, I just hope I can make my electric bill. And like in the 90s, it was just like, psh, let it fly. Like, you could do whatever you want and work for $20 a day.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, it's going to be real hard for you to lose your house. Real hard. Like, you can pretty much do anything and you're going to have your own home. So, yeah, that was wild. So basically, it's like Mary Jo's had it again. But, nothing's going to change because that's literally who he is. Like, this man is not going to be different.
Well, Steph, he's using puddles on his like driveway to clean his face, to clean his donut crack, like whatever. I don't know, drugs, whatever it is, off coke, off of his face before he goes.
So
inside.
Mary Jo's like, I've had it. And he's just like, what are you complaining about? Like, I was partying, duh. And she's like on point. Like, she's just like, I can't live this way. So he's like, stop complaining. Like, look at everything you have. I have to be up in 30 minutes for work. Like, what? I mean,
hey,
wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
He made it work.
Yeah, why even go to bed at that point? But sure,
And I like how she's just like, no, I don't want to have sex with you, Joe.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. A coked out werewolf, I don't think is very.
And they keep coked out werewolf. Oh, and they keep referring to it as the coke. She's like, you're on the coke, the coke. It's like nothing like being on the coke,
Nothing like it. So that's our first like foray into their marriage. So
it's like the first 10 minutes of the movie. It's fantastic.
It's good. It's really good. Mm-hmm. So she basically forces him to go to rehab, which again, Liz and I aren't trained, but I'm pretty sure when you force anybody to go to rehab, like it kind of like doesn't work. Like they have to want to go. Right.
Right.
So
that's kind of like, I thought that was like bare minimum, like they have to agree.
Right. But she's like, you're going. So he goes. And then can we talk about like when she picks him up? This is seriously like a Sesame Street rehab. Like, it's like people are like sitting in the windows, like they're so happy. Like it's like
but I mean, are they though? That one dude's on the balcony, like ready to jump, and he's just like, "Hey, Joe."
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It felt a lot like musical theater without the music. Like I was like, these people are like loving life, and I haven't seen that in rehab. Usually, I mean, in a movie.
You know what? Now that I think about it, it really did look like kind of like Rent or something, like you're at a Broadway show and he's just like, Mary Jo!
Yeah, he's like,
and she's like, Mary Jo!
And he's like spinning her around and she's like loving it. Like I'd be like, are you okay? You still seem insane.
But his face is all shaved because like that was a big thing because he had like the werewolf beard.
Yeah.
And like his face is all shaved and like I just wrote in my notes, I was like, these might be the loudest people in the world.
They really pack a punch. And I also wrote, like, did he have work done in rehab? Because he has like a really like waxy face with like a pronounced chin and nose. So I was just like,
what was hiding? Yeah,
he's better
what
than
was
ever.
hiding underneath that beard? Yeah, that beard hid it all.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was just like, was the director also just like, you want to be more Italian? Shout louder!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Like it is very emphatic. I mean, I guess to me at first I didn't take it as that loud, just because I've been around loud, but yeah, it is. And he's like, yeah, come bring your cars to my work. It's like, these guys don't have cars, like they're not bringing in their cars to get worked on, Joe. Like they're in rehab on their journey,
They're like CTA public transit. Like, hanging out. Like no one's got a car.
A little out of touch, Joe. All right, so it's like 1991. So, I mean, again, at this auto body place, I mean, it could be like my dad's friends. Like, they sound exactly like my dad's friends. So, I felt comfortable right away. And then we meet Amy. And so, again, we talk about this almost every podcast. Alyssa Milano definitely needed a new kind of breakout role. Like, this was epic.
Yeah,
and
it really was. Because she was Who's the Boss before this, right? Like, that was it, kind of.
Yeah, and like, speaking of, I mean, like, her dad in this movie is like totally like amoebal, like feeble nut job. And I was just like, if Tony Danza was her dad, none of this would have happened. None of this.
That is so true.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, she'd bring a van to the bottle shop versus like that cute Mustang. That weird like van that Tony did. Like, I hated that van in Who's the Boss. It's scary. Like, that's a van you're like, don't go in that. Like,
Agreed. Yeah, it's very off-putting, especially because he's such a friendly, like, fun-loving guy, you know? But I mean, that being said, he would not play. Like, this would not have gone down with Tony Danza as a dad.
No. And like, honestly, like, I think Alyssa Milano is just beautiful. Like, I just think she's a naturally like really pretty actress. And I was like, they really like glowed everybody up for this film, you know? Like, I mean, if I was Amy Fisher and they're like, Alyssa Milano's playing you, I'd be like, holy cow, this is awesome. Like, she's gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, no offense to her. I don't think she's like ugly or anything. It's just like, that's pretty nice, you know?
It's not bad. So she, has a new car on her learner's permit. So that's a good decision. And so Joey's boss is like, I can't deal with lunatics, even though we live on Long Island. So you do this, like, you handle these people. And so then Joey immediately is like, I'll help you lie to your dad, like that's what
she's like, could ya?
Yeah.
Would ya? Yeah, like lie that like she didn't crash the car in her fit of rage, or their boyfriend, or I don't know, something weird, but like he was like, yeah, I'll let him know that like it was an accident, it wasn't your fault. She's like, okay.
Yeah, it's like really functional from the beginning. Then we see Mary Jo, and she's blonde, so she had a makeover, and
she looks good,
happy. She's like loving life. They're at an amusement park celebrating. And I'm sorry, I mean, getting kicked out of bumper cars, that's pretty bad. Like, you can pretty much do anything in bumper cars.
Okay, first of all, what day of the week is this? Is it like a Wednesday at like, I don't know, 7 a.m.? There's no one else there but this family, and they are like bumping each other like they're going to kill each other.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, he looks like he's ready to kill his wife. Like, he's just like, this is how you die. And the dude is just like, yo, like, knock it off, you mongrels. Like, you can't be getting out of the cars and like, I don't know, throwing glass at each other.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
it's bad.
Has
Even
a dollar.
It's bad.
He's like, would a $5 bill change your mind? He's like, no. It's like a 10. No, I think he gives him a 20, and then all of a sudden he's like, again, a sign of the times. If you slipped anyone a 20 now, you couldn't even buy yourself a meal. Like, you'd be like, what is this, a penny? Get out of here. But then it was like, I'm living large.
Yeah, so he's like,
so upsetting.
Come on, take it. It's all I got. Which is like, yeah, we know. He's definitely giving like degenerate gambler vibes as well. Yeah. So... Okay, so then we learn that Amy is also a runaway. And so it's like, I guess if your kid's a runaway, you should definitely give them their own car, right? So...
Yeah, what is the parenting in this? Like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand it at all. Like, you're helping her run away at this point.
Right.
Like,
and
here's a suitcase.
Her dad's like talking to Joey. He's like, this is the man I want for you. It's like, oh my God.
Like, I don't know if that really happened, but yeah, that's pretty weird. Like, could you imagine being a teenager and there's some like old guy at an auto body shop and he's like, this is who I want you to pick. It's like, what?
Yeah, that was like messed up. But I mean, ask and you will receive. So there's like some nice guitar riffs going on because she is hot. Like, she's just really, really hot. And
although she kind of looks like Lydia from Beetlejuice in this scene. Like, I was just like, there's definite like hair Lydia vibes, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, these guys don't see anything like her ever. So, and it's pretty clear too. It's like, she should not be driving, period. Like, at all. Like, she is a danger.
Yeah, she brings the car back and like her catalytic converter is like falling off. Like, I don't know much about cars, but like, what happened?
Yep, it was pretty mangled. She's also wearing really tight leggings with a belt. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah.
Oh, how could you not?
Yeah.
Everything is wedged just in one direction. It's going up.
I just love like a belt when you don't need a belt, you know? I do. I like that look. All right. So then we find out he's 37.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only 37. Like, I'm 41 and I'm like, do I look worse than that? Like, that's nuts.
Well, Liz, you know, he's like ridden life pretty hard. So, you know, he is not really into like the health and wellness space.
Like, I remember him from the media. Does he look 37? Is it like one of those weird things? You know how like you look back in time at like high school pictures and you're like, those people must be 45. It's like in the 70s or like the 60s. And you're like, those people look like they're 45 and they're like 16. Is it just like one of those things where it's because they're out of style currently or something? I don't know.
think you have to remember too, like back then, like 37 was like really old. Like it was like that. No, seriously, like that was like super, super old. Like people were getting married way younger. And I just think that like it was it was just a different way to live. But like, yeah, she's like, young guys are really bad at sex. And I banged a tile guy when I was 12. Like, okay, you know, that's the point in time where you're like, this girl, you know, let's try to get her some help. Not like, cool. Like, seriously, like, cool.
Oh, I know. He's like totally turned on by the fact that she was like raped. Like he's just like, oh, awesome. You gave up your virginity when you were 12? Wow. It's like, this is the saddest thing ever. And she's like, yeah, I like older guys because the younger ones, it's like 1, 2, 3 over.
She's like, you're hot, you know? All right. So a lot of these scenes are set up like the whole movie's about to be a porno, but then it's not a porno. Like that is basically the theme. Like that's the feel. And then she's like, you know, James Bond doesn't come close to you. And it's like, no, it's true. Like he's not like James Bond.
Like, no, not at all. And like, can we also note that she's like kind of tearing up, like she's upset that she like crashed her car like again, and he gives her like some sort of like handkerchief out of his pocket, and she like uses it, and then she like as a way to like have sex appeal, like stuffs it into his hand. I was like, ew.
Yeah. They're into
rank.
it. They're into some weird stuff, obviously.
I don't know. Yeah. It's just, yeah. And all the men, when she leaves, are like, whoa, looky, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty predatory and gross. And we do learn that this is, you know, Joey's dad's shop, which is like, okay, this is how this man has any employment. Like, this is how that happened. Got it.
Besides being a drummer, Steph, gosh.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a hot drummer.
Can we please talk about one of my favorite scenes, which is when he's like singing in the shower. He's like so happy-go-lucky as usual. And then Mary Jo wants some shower time too.
Oh my gosh, this made me so uncomfortable.
It is like the corniest, one of the corniest scenes I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, it is so beyond and like so awkward. Like, yeah. And you don't really know what they're even doing.
Well, he's working that bar of Coast soap. Remember Coast? Like,
yeah.
He's like, oh yeah. Like, it's just so weird. And then like, where are the children? I'm not saying you can't like have fun when your kids are home, but like, it's not for that long. Like, oh my gosh.
Well,
what is going on?
It was the 90s, so their kids were probably riding bikes for like 15 hours a day and not home.
They're like, just see you in 12 hours. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, these are like really, really happy people given the circumstances. Like they are really loving life.
It's true.
Wow. So, okay. So then it's like Amy's car should just be burned at this point. Like this car needs to be put out of its misery.
Yeah. She crashes it again. Like how much like metal can you uncrinkle?
Like she should be dead at this point for how this car looks. Like, yeah, I don't get it. So Then he's like, oh, I had a vasectomy. Like, I'm a dirty dog, so I got clipped.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which is probably for the best, right? Like, I think we're good with
Yeah.
the bloodline.
But the werewolf bloodline.
Yeah.
But like, she's like, oh yes, like open season. Like, you have a vasectomy, you're old. Like, let's go.
Yeah. And she's like, I want one of
Amy
these,
is so turned on.
shirts. And he's like,
Yeah.
whoa. Like, I'll do a lot of things, but these shirts, we take seriously.
That's where his ethics come in. And but yeah, can we also say they're like eating pizza, which actually like pretty good. And they're like eating pizza, and he's like wiping she's wiping the oil on her hands on his jeans.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, girl, that does not come out in the wash.
No,
like
girl.
Mary Jo knows that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Get some napkins, guys.
I know.
Get some napkins.
And then I was watching this with John, and he was like,
Date
"Dude."
night.
Yeah, it was really hot. He was like, what auto body shop like doesn't have pictures of girls up but like Chris Isaac? There's like a Chris Isaac poster.
That's a good find. I didn't see that.
Yeah. He was like, it would normally, like, you would imagine in these movies, like, like Farrah Fawcett
Right.
or like women in bikinis. He's like, dude, it's a garage full of guys and they've got Chris Isaac on them.
That is a good, John probably needs to be a guest soon because, like, that is sleuth-like ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you're right. That is kind of odd.
Yeah, that is, I would, even if not women, like, I would expect, like, a Poison poster or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something like AC/DC, Metallica, like something just like grungy
Yeah.
and like,
Nope.
yeah, I was Chris Isaac.
They like a sweet, sweet guitar. All right, so then she takes a picture of Mary Jo.
Oh, yeah, because he does have a picture of her on the cork board or whatever next to Chris Isaac's.
Yeah, because he loves his wife, So again, it's like all the guys at the shop like haven't seen a woman before, I guess. Like they're all acting like they've been sequestered and like have not seen females. So that is
so
the culture there. She finally wrecks the LeBaron, and now she has a Toyota. So
those are way safer.
Yeah, I mean, her parents are just like, yeah, you definitely need to keep getting cars and like driving cars around. Then they're at a carnival, and she's like trying to French kiss him.
Yeah. And like, he's just like, wait a second, my kids are over there. Like, his kids were 20 feet, like not even like 10 feet away. Like, how did they not see that? Like, he sticks out so much. He's wearing like blue and white, like tie-dye, like those pants where like it cinches at the waist
Hammer
and then
pants.
they flare out.
Hammer pants.
What are they called? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 Like, and like, what was it? Like a cutoff shirt? Like, he, how, you would know if that was your husband. Be like, there he is,
Yeah. Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. And so Amy sees Mary Jo, and she's like not having it. Like she's like,
yeah, she's pissed.
And her friend's like, what's wrong with you? Like he's married and he's like really, really old. And Amy's like, I don't care. We did it at her house, his boat, the hotel. And her friend's just like, oh, God, like, okay, this is a bad idea, Amy. Ew.
Okay, but in the film, they make it seem like she's like living in this fantasy.
Yeah.
And I always think about that because during this film, he hadn't yet, the real Joey Buttafuoco had not admitted that he had sex with her.
That's right.
So like all the things she's saying, even though during the police interview, he's like, what would happen if I did have sex with her? And they're like, well, why are you asking that? Like, I don't know, just a what if. But like, later, I mean, they probably did do all of those things. So like, to me, it was so maddening that like during the film, they made her seem like this crazed, obsessed teenager that crashes her car, where it's like she is crazed, obsessed, and crashing her car, but she's not making up the sex. Like they were doing that.
Right. Well, I think that that's like so common too, just in roles for women until very, very recently. And, I think part of like the Me Too movement has a lot to do with that.
Yeah,
But,
that's true.
There's so many movies where it's like, wow, she's nuts. It's like, why is she nuts?
Yeah,
what
she's
are the
like
circumstances?
a teenager. Like, yeah, that could be her father. Like,
Yeah.
this is disgusting.
Her dad's telling her to be with him. So, yeah.
So weird.
So, okay, Joe still does not stop singing. This man is singing 90% of the day.
he's really happy.
He's
I
a
mean, I'll give
happy
him
guy.
that. Yeah.
So, okay, now he's lying to her parents like all the time. And
Yes. Cause she like gets upset that like he showed his wife like affection at the carnival after she like ate his face like a fish
Right.
and then turned around away.
Right.
Like it's like a fish.
Yeah.
And then made out with his wife. So she like tells her parents that they had sex, which is true, and that she got herpes from him.
Right.
Which was that true? And just she treated it on her own. Like at this point, I don't know what's truth and what's not.
well, she's like, Joey gave me the herpes,
Yeah, the herpes.
Yeah. And he's just like, no, I didn't. And also, she has like a designer dog before those were even a thing. Yeah. So it says a lot just about like her home life. And, clearly there was like a lack of any kind of consequence ever. And just a lot of like spoiling going on. So why shouldn't she think that she could get Joe if she wants him?
Well, and then like he leaves. That's true. And then he like leaves his work to like come over and like basically be like, "Why are you lying to your family, Amy? Why?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "The herpes." And her family's like screaming over her. And I'm like, how does anyone get anything done? Like, could you imagine trying to order like food? I want this. No, like it was just too much for me. Like,
It's a lot of sensory overload.
yeah.
So then, at home, he's just like dancing and singing and loving. And Mary Jo's so happy in the kitchen. And he's like, this customer's nuts at work, And Mary Jo's like, I'm just going to believe everything he says always. like, even though, there's no reason to ever.
Yeah, like before, true. When he leaves, like when Joey goes to Amy Fisher's house to be like, I didn't give you the herpes. Like, he's like, admit it, we never had sex. And Amy does.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I lied. And I'm like, what the freak?
Yeah.
Like, no, you didn't. But okay. So now he's like, I'm in the clear. Woohoo. And then that's when he goes home and his wife's like, yeah, I believe everything you say, Joe. Like, oh my gosh.
Yep, they're just like loving it. And they just really enjoy their life together. So
They do.
then he goes to a roadhouse where his brother's the drummer. And like, again, he's just ready to get down. Like he's like dancing and singing. And it's like, what could possibly go wrong? And then she's there and she's like, well, what it would be like if you weren't married, Joey? And he's like, what do you mean? And she's wearing one of the special shirts.
Yeah, that she stole.
Yeah. And he's like completely freaked out, even though he's completely created this situation. And her friend's like, you're not dating him. Like, this is not real. Like, this isn't happening. And she's like, I just want to be a married mother,
Oh gosh, that's so sad. Like just hearing that, like it's just she's obviously just searching for something to fill the little holes in her heart, and she's just it's just a sad situation.
It's very sad. It's almost like if this movie wasn't, it's like this movie's too entertaining because it's like, it is really sad, but it's just such a fun movie. So in that regard, I guess it kind of does some disjustice.
Yeah.
So again, Mary Jo's singing, she's cooking. There's a koala bear cookie jar. I don't know if you saw that in there.
I did. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I had that when I was a kid. I did point that out.
Yeah.
Like, did everyone have that cookie jar?
I didn't, but we didn't really have a cookie jar, but I think a lot of people did. But she's like singing, doing dishes. It's like, F that. Like, come on. Like, stop it.
I don't know.
Stop
I
it.
mean, but like what else is she in like doing? Like she's just like, I mean, that's great. Like she can afford to be at home and not have to work. Her kids are in school. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice. I don't know. This movie for me now is like a look at the economic times. Like,
It was a better time. It was just a better time.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's like you can really act like a complete noob and be very, very comfortable financially back then. So then there's an unexpected visitor ringing the doorbell. And it's like Amy trying to sell candy to Mary Jo. And Mary Jo's like, leave me alone. And Amy won't.
Yeah.
She's like, "You're
No,
buying
and
this."
then like her hitman's like in the bushes with like the biggest rifle like ever.
Yeah, like, dude, don't bother hiding. Like, just come on out. Like,
Come on out. And like nobody notices, like no one else is home being like, there's an active shooter on the lawn. Like, I don't know.
so, yeah, Mary Jo's like, I'm going to F you up if you don't leave me alone about the candy.
Yeah.
Like, enough already.
We've had enough. Yeah.
So the guy does not shoot Mary Jo, partially because the gun is not loaded.
Oh yeah, he admits to that. He's like, I didn't load the gun.
Yeah. And she's like, are you serious? Like, I gave you $600 and I've been banging you, you know? And it's like, I do believe all of that.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
So then we're back at the auto body shop. It's pretty clear that that has to be a front. Like, that business is a front, right?
Yeah,
There's no way those
like-
guys know how to fix cars. Like, there's no way that that's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of things. I agree. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things.
So then Amy says that Joey's having an affair with her little sister.
Oh, well, because, yeah, she comes back to the door.
Yeah.
She comes back to the Buttafuoco residences.
Yeah.
And she's like, her disguise is like, I don't know.
She has like
putting
fruit
on, like-
roll-up hair. Can we talk about the fruit roll-up hair? Okay. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
it's like curled like fruit roll-ups. That's true.
Yeah, I was
and
like-
she's wearing like
What?
painting overalls. Yeah. And she's just like, my sister and Joe are having an affair. And she's like, I don't believe a word you're saying. Toodaloo. You know?
Spin.
She's like,
jazz hands.
Yeah. She's like, you got no proof, but I do. And she like pulls out that rank auto body shirt.
That has not been
And
washed.
that, like, Mary Jo's like, oh, he never gives away those shirts. Like in her brain, she's like putting the pieces together. Like, he'd never give away one of those sacred shirts. No way. The banging, no. And so she's like, well, I'm gonna call Joe. Get off my property. And then, like, freaking Amy pulls out the tiniest gun
Yeah.
I have ever seen. Like, it might as well be a slingshot. Like,
Right.
I'm sure that does damage, but, like, it is so petite and, like, you know, shoots her in the face.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
pretty
Mary
quick.
goes down.
It's pretty
Yeah.
quick. And that's kind of an impressive pool of blood, I have to say.
I agree.
Yeah.
And the way they panned away from the shot and, like, it continues to grow. Like, it wasn't just, like, you know, one small pool. Like, it kept going out like it would, you know, where you'd be bleeding so much. And I thought, I mean, like, on my, like, TV, because I have that, whatever it's called, 4K, or I don't know, where it looks like real. Like, you can tell, like, it's makeup, but,
Right.
like, on a regular, like, TV, like, you would not. Like, the makeup they did for her, like, mangled face was awesome.
It was really
was
good.
so good.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, it was like 20 years ago. So,
Yeah,
no,
it was
more.
really good.
It was like 30 years ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
they did a great job. They really did. Maybe it was the same people who did like the Tracy Thurman one. Because
Yeah.
I thought her makeup was outstanding.
That was really good. Yeah, they nailed it.
We come to find out they really beat the actress.
I mean, it wouldn't be
Deal with
surprised.
it.
Wouldn't be surprised. So then Joey's like, I'm here to bring chaos to the hospital, of course. Right? Like,
He's like dancing around. He's like, oh, like Rocky, like bringing in Mary Jo on his shoulders. He's like, phew, all right, Mary Jo, Mary Jo. Mary Jo's just hanging on for dear life.
so yeah, there's like a bullet still in her head.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, oh man, I have to ask you if I could operate. Ooh. Like, I guess.
He's like,
Yeah.
yeah. He's like, she's gonna die, or we could try this.
Yeah.
Are you next of kin? And he's like, Mary Jo, yeah, get the bullet out.
He's like, I guess you're the only grown up around. So Yeah, I'll ask you. So then Amy's at the gym with this guy, Paul, who manages the gym, and they see the newspaper and they see, what happened and that she survived. And yes, again, I mean, when she wakes up, like that makeup is tight and there's like still blood
Yeah.
all over. Like it's like caked on the pillow.
Yeah, Mary Jo's like her ear like is still like on the side where like did they really shave her head for this role? Because it kind of looks like it.
Probably. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
legit. I mean, she looks like a monster. Like it's like, it's
Yes,
very, very
it-
good.
Yes, they gave her like a 3/4 shave, and it's just like it's bleeding, and it just looks, Oh, and I wrote this down like when the when the doctor was just like, "We need to operate or she'll die." He's like, "I don't understand." I'm like, "Yeah, we know." But like, yeah, the I wanted to note that the gym dude that Amy's with after all this went down, she's like having a relationship with him as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like they're like together
Cool.
and and Mary Jo like wakes up, she's all messed up, but she can talk and she can like and this is true, like she was able to tell them like who shot her.
Yeah.
Which is like amazing. And they're like, he's like, write it down. And I just felt so bad for her because like, dude, her brain is like blown up. Like,
he's such an idiot.
my gosh.
Yeah, she's like trying to write. It's like, oh,
I know.
Yeah.
He's like, the sister. He's like, your shirt and like all this stuff. And he's just like, huh? My shirt? Oh, like it's all. I don't know if I skipped ahead, but like that's kind of like during the beginning hospital scenes.
Well, so his brother knows that it was Amy. Like he figures out, right?
Oh, because of the shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so then it's like a ton of squad cars surround her car.
Or surround Amy's car,
Yeah.
like she's coming home from the gym or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, because they figure out it's Amy because like she's like your sister with the shirt on. That's what Mary Jo writes. And so his brother is like, Joey's brother's like, yeah, it's this girl that we've been like, servicing her car and blah, blah, blah. So they like find Amy and like, yeah, the police like surround her. And I like how she like gets out. She's like, I wasn't speeding or nothing.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't drive into a ditch today. No. It's like, oh
my gosh. Yeah. Could you imagine?
No, I'm kind of surprised she didn't just hit Mary Jo with her car. Like that would be more her style, right? I mean,
and it would have been like more believable as an accident because they could have just looked at her record and been like, she crashes all the time.
Yeah.
Who's to say?
They're like, her driving instructor was blind. We get it now. So then they're like, Joe, she's saying you told her to do it, And he's like, what? And did we learn he has 3 guns?
Yeah, he's got like tons of guns and like, I mean, it all makes sense, right? Like,
well, whoever gave Amy her license gave Joe his gun license. Like, clearly. Like, wow. You could do anything back then.
I mean, like, Long Island, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
what are you doing?
Where are your courts? Where are your like filing systems? Like, who's passing who? Like, this is just nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So then they're like, do you need some coffee? It's like Joe does not need coffee ever. He don't.
Oh,
don't
when
give,
they take him to interview him? Yeah.
Don't give that man coffee, please.
Do not give him anything that's like an upper. Like, he's just going to like lose it. So.
Yeah. He does not need coffee. So then she's like saying crazy, crazy stuff that makes no sense and changing her story, right? Like every time.
Wait, Amy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're interviewing Joe because now they're like, oh, Amy's been around Joe. Like, what's the connection?
Yeah.
And then like they're interviewing Amy and Amy's just like not really making sense and just kind of saying all these weird things because she's probably like, scared out of her mind.
Right.
And it's just kind of like one of those things where, I mean, don't they pretty much just like arrest her like immediately?
Well, they do, I think, after like a ton of questioning.
Yeah.
Like, because they're like kind of scared of her too, because they're like, she is 17 with like a 40-year-old's mind.
Yeah.
But really, that doesn't say much because Joe's 37. So it doesn't really mean anything. And he's like adamant that he did not sleep with her.
Yes. Joe's like, no way. I never did this. I love my wife. I would never, ever, ever, ever do this. And so they're kind of just like, okay, this girl is nuts. She thought you had something going on. You didn't. She's making this all up. And, and then she, she just is kind of like, doesn't have a great record to begin with. So it's just kind of like a simple, plus like Mary Jo pretty much like identified her as the shooter because she was. So it's kind of like a closed case in that way. Although Joe is like scot-free to go back to the hospital and help his wife take another shower, which was so
first of all,
gross.
I'm like, can we change this pillowcase? Like, is that possible? Can we please? And then remember the nurse is like, can you lunatics leave so I can change this dressing? Because they're all like in there yelling.
Oh, I know. Like everyone's always yelling, first of all. And yeah, I like how like she wakes up and well, not wakes up, but she's like all upset about her hair. Like she gets a glimpse of her, she's just like, I just need a shower. And he's like, I'll give you a shower. I'll give it to you. And I'm like, isn't she connected to like pick lines? Like what is going on? And he like carries her and there's like a mirror. And that totally reminded me of like the Tracy Thurman when she like sees herself, which I'm sure happens like all the time when you're in a really bad accident or like something tragic like this and you see yourself for like the first time. Like I feel like when I've had the flu for like 3 days and I look in the mirror, like I'm like, whoa, like who is this monster?
Yeah.
It's
very disorienting.
It's very jarring. And I always like when they include that in movies because I feel like that actually is realistic. Like to see yourself for the first time after like something so awful and your recovery. But I was like, I mean, she's like super mad about her hair, which I get. It's not cute, but like I was like, aren't you mad that you're deaf in one ear? Like, I don't know. Maybe you're not thinking clearly at that point.
Yeah, I mean, she does look terrible. So I think that she is really taken aback.
But then they reenact like the shower scene from the beginning of the movie.
Oh my gosh. She's in so
hospital.
much. She's like wailing and he's like yelling jokes.
He's quite possibly the worst husband like ever. Like he's just, I'd be like, just get the nurse, get the shower chair. Like, let me die. Like, I'm done.
I mean, the worst part is that he means well. And he's just the worst.
My gosh. He's just like, get in there. Like, it's fine. Like, scream it out, girl. Like, you can go. Is he English now? Girl, like, just do it.
Yeah.
And she's just like, she's sobbing. And then, like, laughing. Because at that point, you probably lost your mind. And I just like how they pan back to, like, Amy. And she's, like, in her, like, jail cell. And John was like, is this a jail cell or an art studio? There's
plush.
So much like drawings. Like I imagine graffiti, but not like angel wings. And like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe like jails are more like creative and therapeutic. And I just have never stepped inside that. But like, I don't know. It was a lot of things. And she's like writing that like note. Was it to Joe?
I actually don't know who the note was to. I don't know. That I don't know.
But it was like basically professing like her love and just like, like I'm going to be okay. I don't know. It was just a lot of things. She was just getting out of her emotions. And I like how the girl in the next cell is like trying to touch her. I was like, that's kind of realistic. I mean, so like during this like montage of scenes, like the shower scene where Mary Jo is realizing how like hurt she is, Joe singing away, the jail of Amy Fisher, like in there. They also start like doing like interviews. And my favorite of like people being like, did you suspect? Like my favorite interview, oh my gosh, was the like, I don't think it's his brother. It's just someone who works at the car shop. And he's just like, it's the wires, man, in the ground. They're frying everyone's brains. John was like, is he like the OG like conspiracy theorist of like
that was so amazing.
What was he even talking about? That like she Amy lost her mind because like her brain was fried by like underground cable.
I think so. Or maybe he was talking about Joe's brain being fried in terms of getting involved with her.
I don't know.
Either way, both of their brains are fried, and this guy knows why.
Because of the wires.
So, okay, yeah. So then, this is like your favorite. It's like a lawyer that's like, I don't care what you did.
Again,
yeah,
representation. Like I could never be a lawyer because I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Then
yeah,
it's like
whatever.
a $2 million bail. It's like, wow.
For Amy? Yes. I was like, dang, 2 mil?
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. I mean, I get it. She like shot someone in the face, but she did live. It just seemed
it's high.
lot.
I mean, for back then too, like I feel like serial killers have like a lower bail.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they thought if they made it lower, her family would get her out. Like, I don't know if she came from a ton of money. It seemed like she came from some money. I don't know how much money, but like, yeah, 2 million. I was like, that is steep. That is really steep.
Yeah.
But,
that was like pretty hefty.
Yeah. It was
weird. Okay. Then Mary Jo is like through this whole thing.
She's home.
Yeah. And she's just trying to recover. And it's like, she can't because it's like, first of all, she has no peace and quiet in the house and no peace and quiet outside of the house because it's like a media frenzy.
Yeah. And like, are the kids dead at this point? Like, they're never in the movie, like, ever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
so
a circus.
Yeah. And I like how, like, she's laying in bed recovering in her lingerie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
the woman loves lingerie. Okay. The woman is like a Victoria's Secret regular.
Yeah, and how did that actress like get her eye like that? Like the lazy eye.
I know. It's
like,
probably like a contact. It's real good.
It's really, really good. Like it's so believable.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, again, similar to like, Drew Peterson, although Drew Peterson loved the attention, like every time Joe Buttafuoco opens his mouth, it's like gold. Like it's like he is just like such a moron. Like the media is
he really is. They love him, and he's just like when he like comes home, he'll be like, "Does anyone need drinks?" Like he's just like he's acting like they're coming over to like have a barbecue. He's just like, "Can I get anyone anything? I love my wife, Mary Jo.
I love Mary Jo." They're like, "Whoa."
Like, okay, psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. And I also noted, like, even during her recovery, she's still making out with Joe, and her mouth, it's like 2 portals are opening. Like, I think the director was like, open mouth kiss, but just keep opening.
Yeah.
Like,
don't stop opening.
Don't stop opening your mouth because it's going to get bigger and it's going to get better. And that is how they kiss throughout the rest of the film. But things aren't going great. They're having lots of interviews. Like the heat is kind of on, not really, I mean, kind of on Joe, but like, I still feel like in this part of it, Amy's still the one that's like deemed like the psychopath, which I remember being like a kid, and that's even my view as a child.
Yeah.
I remember being like, Amy Fisher, freak.
Yeah.
And it's like,
oh, yeah. I mean, it's so interesting, like how it's like 30 years is not that long ago, and how she was like completely villainized, and nobody was like, this is a child. Like,
this is a child.
This is a child. Even if it's like a promiscuous child, there's a reason the child is promiscuous. Like, come on.
Right. Yes, exactly. Like, exactly. And it's just kind of like, I like how in these situations too, it's always like the woman is like the like slut. Like, it's not like, no, he preyed on a girl. Yeah, she might have been willing, but like that's because she's messed up in the head. Like, and you took advantage of that. To me, that's like taking advantage of like that's a vulnerable person, and you as the adult should have been like, kiddo, no, like get some help. Like, you need to take your car to a different auto body shop if you can't like contain yourself around me. Like, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
And I would talk to her father and be like, your daughter is like coming on to me like super strong here. Like, and instead he like has sex with her, and it's just, and then she's the villain. I mean, it's appalling. I feel so bad for her. I know she did a bad thing, but it's just like,
I know. It's very, and again, like, because there was so much entertainment from this, and because it was such a circus, I feel like people like aren't even looking at like the story like for what it is. And it was just like she had like zero support. And anyone that saw him like open his mouth, I don't know how they weren't like, wow, this guy's like a really big idiot with like really bad judgment.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, it's like when you look back and when we were teenagers at like the careers of like Jessica Simpson or Mandy Moore, like Britney Spears, like they were so sexualized, and you look at them, I'm like, they're a year older than my daughter. And I did not think it was weird then. I was just like, you know, it's so sad. And I really, really hope things are changing and that, because that's just, they were children. But anyways, it's so Amy, they're kind of like doing all these interviews, and Mary Jo believes that Joe is innocent.
Right.
Which, okay.
Standing by her man.
Yeah. And then like it starts to kind of like have some effects on Joe's family though. Like his dad like isn't liking all the publicity, and he goes down the stairs like from their business, and he like basically like has a grabber.
Yeah.
And like he has like a double heart attack, I think Joe says, which I'm like, yeah, to laugh.
It's pretty serious.
They're like, because he like literally quote, he's like, his arteries are too clogged. It's like, good Joe, like good job. That's right.
Yeah. Mary Jo also has insane short hair. Like it's insane.
Yes.
It's really, really extreme.
It's a pixie cut.
Yeah.
And so they're starting to feel it. So dad, like Joe, like goes to the cemetery, and he's just like, Mom, I need you. Like, don't let dad die. Mary Jo. And like, you know, he's just like, he's having his moment.
Yeah. On the Astro.
And,
did you see?
Yeah. His dad does live.
Yeah.
He does get his surgeries for his double clogged heart attack.
Yeah. He's all good.
I don't mean to laugh. But the dad like comes over to Joe and Mary Jo's house, which like I didn't realize that Joe, like there's so many Joes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that still common? Like you think?
It is. I think, yeah. I think especially like in Italian families, it's like very common.
Like Nick, Joe.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
They're like,
so
stick with what works, you know.
Stick with what we know.
Right.
So the dad like comes by, and Mary Jo's like very receptive and kind, and she's like, come on in, you know, sit down.
Yeah.
His name is probably Joe too.
Right.
And he's just like, you know, could you drop the charges? Cause like, you know, this is doing so much bad stuff to the business, you know? And I was like,
she's like, someone effing shot me.
Yeah, which I was kind of like, yeah, you know, I don't blame you for feeling that way. I don't know what I would do, because where else is Joe gonna work?
Right.
I mean, if I knew he had the affair, like I'd be like, see ya, I'm like gonna do every charge I can think of and get you out of business too. But like, she at this point believes he's innocent.
Right.
What would you do? Would you drop the charges?
You know, it's like hard for me because like I can't even imagine like even if he didn't have an affair, like the energy brought in, like I mean, I think I'd be like, this is not a good situation. Like I'm shot in the face. But also, you know, to change everything, if you have kids, it's like she, you know, had a lifestyle and probably didn't want to get a job, right? So it's like, you know, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, I guess it goes back to the whole, like, would you marry him in the first place?
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, that is very true. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think you would, Liz. I don't think you would marry him. I don't know. Sure.
Me, Joe, and the Coke. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Liz. I don't think that's for you.
But like, I could see myself as like dutiful wife being like if it's affecting the family business, do I just let bygones be bygones? I don't know. It was just an interesting kind of like thought process. I was like, one, it's crazy that he's bringing that up, but I get it because like that's his business. He's had that his whole life. But like, and two, like, where is Joe gonna go? Like, this is, I mean, this is it. You know, like he's got this and nothing. But to not have justice for what was done. But I don't know. It was just a side thought.
No, it's true. And it's pretty safe to say, like, at least here, I don't think many people have been through what Mary Jo has been through. So,
yeah.
I don't
many
know.
ways.
I don't know what I would do.
No, that's a tough spot because
Yeah.
you want justice, but you don't want your family like to lose everything. So I don't know. It was just a weird thought to me, but
I'd probably
they're basically
ask Amy why she didn't shoot him, you know. Probably what I would do.
for real.
Yeah.
Why don't you just shoot him if you're mad? Why shoot me? That's a very good point.
Yeah.
I guess jealousy, but still, yeah, like he definitely should have been the one that shot for sure.
Right.
Weird.
So Amy's like bragging about the deal she's going to get.
Yeah.
Another
well,
wise choice.
Yeah, well, they're like vilifying her, and like the media is totally vilifying her, and like Hard Copy. Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
Hard Copy. I was like, oh my gosh. They have that like video of her like with the guy from the gym, like saying like, I don't know. I didn't really like alluding to like she did it and like all these things. I don't know. She's like bragging and stuff,
Well,
right?
it's interesting because I think that tape is like her, because she's talking about how she can like have sex in jail and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right. Yes.
So Poole, the boyfriend, like is a rat. So he like sells her out.
Yes.
But again, it's like, ooh, she's the most awful person in the world because she said she could have sex in jail. Like, it's like, what? Like, that's the least of this. Like, she is like, that is not the issue here. But that is what, you know, the public took from that, basically. And
yeah.
then, like, they're all watching it. And, like, Mary Jo and Joe and his dad and the kids are all, like, laughing. like they're playing tape.
Well, there's like a part during like the recording where she's like admitting all this to like the club dude or the workout dude. What's his name? Poole. John's like, Poole like looked at the camera like Jim from The Office, like, like, did you hear that? And I was like, yeah, true. It'd be really fun to get like a copy of that Hard Copy like episode.
I think we probably can. I think that we probably, I mean, you could find anything these days, right? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So then it's like they are in court and, you know, Mary Jo's like losing it. Like, she's like, are you arresting Joey? Yes or no? Like, she's like had it.
Yeah.
Because, like, she's still not healed. I mean, I don't even know how long it would take to heal from something like that. But
I mean, she went through years and years of reconstructive surgery because I remember her like on Oprah and her face was still like pretty messed up.
And it's like, honestly, again, like you're not going to get rest in that house. Like it is not going to be quiet. So she's probably not sleeping. You know, Joe is Joe. So like effing annoying at all times.
Yep.
And to top it all off, like she can't go through a metal detector without her head going off, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, what now? When she's like going through the court and she keeps like beeping and her lawyer's just like, Mary, it's the bullet in your head.
Right.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
He's like, should make flying interesting. Like, not a time for jokes, man.
I'm like, these people don't go anywhere. So then it's all over, right? Like Joey's off the hook. She loves him so much. Like
yes,
he's completely
Mary Jo
cleared.
loves him.
They're in
Yes.
love. They're in love.
Yes, Amy's a psycho.
She's totally
gonna
insincere in court. Like Amy's, no remorse.
No remorse. She's gonna serve, what is it, 17 to or 7 to like 19 years or something like that.
I think 15 and a minimum of 4 years. And so Mary Jo's glasses are insane. Can we talk about that? Like, whoa. This woman has an intense look now. Like, she is leaning into the whole, like, I need to rebuild myself and I'm just going to wear whatever I feel like. I'm just going to lean in. So, yeah, basically, the movie kind of ends with Amy being punished and, you really don't feel anything for Amy or like Amy at all. And
no, she looks like a psycho. Like, she looks like this girl that ruined a family.
Yeah. And Joe is scot-free. Scot-free
He's
to
happy as a
do
clam.
whatever he wants, which is a lot, we know. So, yeah, in terms of this being, 30 years old since this incident, I was kind of just like looking around, and I think in terms of how everything is portrayed in the media with like sex scandals and everything else, like I do think it is a little bit different now. Like, I think that women or whoever, a quote unquote victim is a little bit more humanized.
Yeah.
But I do think that, there is still a huge, huge issue with people being believed. And I think that, a movie like this is so overtly blaming the woman that I don't think this would happen again in terms of how it's portrayed. But I still think that like cases like that probably happen all the time. And
I definitely,
Yeah.
I think there's still like, even my own self sometimes, like you'll hear a story and you'll just be like, oh, that girl is like loose, or that girl's like, what is she doing? And then I have to stop myself and be like, oh, wait a second, like it's two people in this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I think it's just society just kind of like pushes your mind to always the fact that like, if it's something like sexual that goes wrong, it's the woman's fault. Like,
Right.
or like she's like the dirty one, like there's still this like feeling of like, oh, boys will be boys.
Right.
I think it's just still, I do still think it's there.
Well, I agree. Joe, he did end up being convicted of statutory rape.
Yes. Because he admitted to finally like, oh yeah, we did have sex. It's like, duh.
Right.
And he only got like 6 months.
Yeah. And then as of 2022 in New York, it's illegal for a person to have sex with anybody younger than 17, even if it's consensual. So he definitely broke that.
Well, I also read like he like did a bunch of stuff. Like he got convicted for like tax fraud, and like I don't think he's like he can no longer like work in an auto body shop like in Long Island or something like that.
They're like protect the cars. Protect the cars. You can't work around cars. Right.
Yeah, like yeah, seriously. Well, him and Mary Jo eventually divorced. I think they divorced in like 2003 or something like that.
Yes.
And I think they both remarried.
Well, so she remarried Stu Tyndall in 2012. Good for her. And I don't think he did actually. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he did. I mean, he is quite the catch. So
yeah, it was
surprised.
like after his release from jail. So, it says, after Fisher's assault conviction, Buttafuoco was indicted on 19 counts of statutory rape, sodomy, and endangering the welfare of a child. He initially pleaded not guilty. He later changed his plea to guilty, admitting he had sex with Fisher when she was 16 and that he knew her age at the time. He was sentenced to 6 months jail time and was released after serving 4 months and 9 days of the sentence. Yeah. And then after his release from jail, Joey and Mary Jo moved to California. Mary Jo filed for divorce in 2003. In 2005, Buttafuoco married Ivanka. I don't know her last name. So he did remarry. And then in 2009, Mary Jo published a book, which I think we should read.
I think we should read it too and do a follow-up for sure.
Yes. Getting it through my thick skull, why I stayed, what I learned, and what millions of people involved with sociopaths need to know.
Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely going to read that. I did not know about that book.
She's like, in the book, she characterizes Buttafuoco as a sociopath and says that her son actually helped her come to that conclusion.
Wow. Well, so then in 1999, Mary Jo testified, and she was the reason why Amy was released. Yeah. So she had said, she has shown true remorse and sorrow for what she did to me. And she said, you are being given a second chance in life, and I pray you will take it and make something positive out of this tragedy. And then Fisher
Wow.
said, what happened to you, it wasn't your husband's fault. It was my fault. I'm sorry. And then they held hands in the courtroom.
That's so sweet.
Chills.
Honestly, okay, both of them, bravo. Like, that's amazing to like show remorse and ask for forgiveness and then someone to give it. And like, wow. Like, I mean, honestly, Mary Jo is like an all-star. Like, that's kind of, she's kind of an amazing human. Like, Mary Jo,
Yeah.
Mary Jo.
Seriously.
Like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of amazing. Like, to have to go through all the things that Mary Jo went through and then to be able to like forgive her and get her sentence reduced.
Yeah.
And she was still married to Joe when that happened.
Yeah. And she said she needed to be punished. She did try to kill me, but Amy Fisher is not a Lolita. This is a sick girl, not a seductress. So
Amen to that.
And
I
then
mean, she's right.
Mary Jo started talking with Amy's mom 2 years earlier. So that was like the, connection that was made. And
When it boils down to it, Mary Jo is just her calling is mom, and she's just, I bet she's a really, really good mom because she just cares about like the kid, and she cares about, I don't know. That's just kind of amazing. That's really heartwarming, actually.
I know, it's like chills, kind of.
Yeah.
So then Amy wrote a book, and oh no, I'm sorry. She did write a book, which is If I Knew Then, and she wrote a lot of columns for the Long Island Press.
Oh.
And then, things get a little trash-tastic. Like in the 2000s, there is celebrity boxing where Joe boxes Amy's husband, which is like, yeah. And so there was a little bit of a segment that I watched that's a follow-up. And so basically, it was in 2019, they did this like reunion follow-up. And, Joe's daughter turned to a life of like cocaine. She had like eating disorders, alcoholism after all of this. And E.T. and Insider both offered tons and tons of money for these people to essentially like reunite. And they did it.
Yeah.
Like they did it for the money. And in one segment, Amy and Joe are actually acting like they like still love each other. Like they're like, yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Then there was a plastic surgeon's wife who was watching Oprah, Queen Oprah, who had Mary Jo on as a guest. And this plastic surgeon's wife was like, you should get in touch with Mary Jo. I think you could help her with her face in 2004. And obviously he did an amazing job. She looks
great. You would never, I'm not kidding. Like, I would never, ever think that she got shot, like, in the face, especially.
Yeah.
Like, she looks completely normal. Her eye is normal.
Yeah.
Like, everything. She looks amazing.
And she still has the bullet in her head. Yeah. So she's like an advocate now for people with facial paralysis. And she still says, like, she, looks in the mirror and she can't, like, necessarily move her face in all the ways still to this day. But yeah, I mean, there's just been a bunch of like coverage and like follow-up TV shows, and Amy Fisher did like Howard Stern. It sounds like she's a divorced mom of 3. And hopefully at some point it's like everybody just has peace. I mean, it's very tragic. I think, again, especially in the 90s, like there was just a lot of like flash around stories like this.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of the issue was taken away by sort of the, excitement around the story and people just like completely eating this up. And again, this was like pre OJ. So this was like kind of right before like a boom in terms of like the media and court cases. So,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I never really thought about that. Yeah, there was kind of like that weird, like, yeah, it really did shift because like there was OJ, and then it kind of just like kept going from there, like just all the like tabloids and things like that, because I'm sure they were always there, but just kind of like court TV and things like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like,
and I think a lot of that stemmed from like the like the Clinton scandal.
yeah,
That was like
it's true.
the highest office, ever in a scandal.
Yeah.
And then it was like all of this like courtroom TV in terms of like the Menendez brothers,
Yeah.
OJ Simpson, this story. So it is a really phenomenal movie. I mean, it's like a really, really top-notch.
It is. It was really good. Yeah, like it's entertaining. It's maddening. You question a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like
You
like,
wonder how these people existed in the first place.
there's conspiracy theories. There's high-waisted elastic pants.
Yeah.
There's hair. There's not hair.
Yeah.
There's shootings. It's everything. I mean, all in one
Yeah.
culmination. And I mean, I thought also like some of the shots, like not that I know all this, but like they were like wavy. Like there was some good effects.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was really good.
It was really good.
really,
I'd
really
be
good.
curious. Maybe we'll cover the other Amy Fisher movie as well, because I did not watch it as much as this movie, because this movie is just like me in a nutshell. But I remember the other one being a little bit like darker, like a little bit more like, hey, this is a serious matter. Like we're
Absolutely.
right.
Yes,
This was like a
because-
musical. Like
Because Drew Barrymore plays Amy Fisher, and I thought at that point, well, do they know yet that he did have sex with her? Like maybe that's why, but like they did redo it.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe we will. Yeah, maybe that'll be a follow up to this episode along with Mary
Yeah.
Jo's book. Because I'm like super excited now. I didn't know she wrote that, and good for her.
Yeah. I know. I mean, she really is like the star of the show. I mean, she just seems like a good person and just got into a bad situation. So
Yeah, like laying eyes on.
she's
him.
out of it. I mean, there must have been some kind of charm there. I don't know.
Yeah, there must have been something. There must have been something. But yeah, this is a good one. I highly recommend.
No Canadian directors for this one. This was pure
I'm
American
sorry.
gold.
They would not have been able to handle it. This is too much. I mean, yeah. And this director, I'm looking right now because obviously he knew what he was doing. And also, I think it's interesting, too, to make movies like this and not really have access to the people. Like, I'm sure he could have had access because they ended up like doing a bunch of stuff for money.
Yeah, it was surprising how quickly after like the first court case was closed that they made this movie. Like it was kind of like immediate.
Yeah. He's like, we're going to lose our chance at making a
It's like
masterpiece.
it writes itself. Who told him though about the graveyard scenes? Like who was Joey like, hey, include this? I had a lot of good time in the cemetery.
Was that, I hope that wasn't made up because that was like my favorite part.
Oh, I know. That's gold. Yeah, I don't know.
But as always, we really appreciate our listeners. Keep on listening. Please feel free to email us any movie recommendations, any comments, and any love that you have. And we will be back with you soon on another episode of No One Can Tell Except Us podcast. Ta-ta.